Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is ranking my graphic novel films. But before I begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know what your favorite films are that are based on graphic novels. Now, I want to go into a little bit of specifics about what this video is, okay? These movies are based on graphic novels, and by that I mean novels that happen to have some sort of artwork along with it, but they are not comic book films. That's the difference. The other thing is that these graphic novels stretch across all genres. Some of them are action, some of them are science fiction, some of them are horror, the whole nine yards. And the other caveat is that this is based strictly on my own personal taste. It has nothing to do with the quality of film. These movies are ranked basically in order of how I would want to watch them. If somebody put them in a lineup and said, okay, we're going to watch all these movies, which one do you want to watch first? So I have 17 titles that are based on graphic novels. I am not including, like I said, any comic book films. I am also not including any manga films, such as Old Boy or the Lone Wolf and Cub films. These are strictly films that are based on graphic novels themselves. And out of the 17 titles, I've seen them all except for this one, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I'm sorry, Nicole, I still haven't watched this goddamn movie. So this movie will not be included in the rankings, but I did want to include it on the video because if you've been watching my videos, you know that I do own this film, and I didn't want there to be any kind of confusion. So, not including Scott Pilgrim, we're going to go 16-1. And we're not going to go into plots or anything like that. We're just going to go through this quickly, 16-1, starting with Cowboys and Aliens, directed by Jon Favreau and starring Harrison Ford, Daniel Craig, and Olivia Wilde. Not a horrible movie. It's just not very good. Next we have Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, and starring Josh Brolin, Mickey Rourke, Jessica Alba, and the beautiful Eva Green. Eva Green is the best thing by far about this movie. Very, very, very disappointing film after the original. Next, from my 300 double feature, 300, Rise of an Empire, starring Sullivan Stapleton and the beautiful Eva Green. Just like Sin City, Dame to Kill For, she is by far the best thing about this disappointing sequel to a movie that I hold into high regard. Next, Kick-Ass 2, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Jim Carrey. Again, I like this film. I don't like it as much as the original. Next, Two Guns, starring Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. I had no idea this movie was even based on a graphic novel until I did a little bit of research before I started doing my years on film. And again, solid movie. It's just nothing too memorable. But now we are starting getting into the films that I really do like. Next, we have Watchmen, directed by Zack Snyder. And then we have From Hell, directed by the Hughes brothers, starring Johnny Depp and Heather Graham. I love the visual aesthetic of this movie. It's all about atmosphere. I really like this movie. Next, Kick-Ass, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz again, and Nicolas Cage. Directed by Matthew Vaughn. Very fun movie. Okay, now we're getting into the creme de la creme. I really, really, really enjoy everything from here on out. Red, starring Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, and John Malkovich. Really fun movie. And it's really a shame what's going on with Bruce Willis right now. But yeah, Red's a lot of fun. Then we have 30 Days of Night, directed by David Slade, and starring Josh Hartnett, Melissa George, Danny Houston, and the incredible Ben Foster. Excellent movie. Next, from this 2-movie double feature, A History of Violence, starring Viggo Mortensen, Ed Harris, and William Hurt, directed by David Cronenberg. Next, from this 3-film triple pack, which we've already taken Watchmen out of. The other film in this one is Constantine, but that is based on a comic. V for Vendetta, starring Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving. Excellent, excellent film. Top 5. Number 5, Wanted, starring James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, Common, and Morgan Freeman. Directed by Timur Bekmambetov. And I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that's as good as it gets. Number 4, Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, based on a graphic novel called All You Need Is Kill. And personally, I think that's the title they should have kept. Directed by Doug Liman, and starring Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, and the late, great Bill Paxton. This movie is a blast. Number 3, Snowpiercer, directed by Bong Joon-ho, and starring Chris Evans, Ed Harris, and Tilda Swinton. This is an incredible film. I absolutely love this film. Number 2, The Crow, starring Brandon Lee, Tony Todd, and Ernie Hudson. Directed by Alex Proyas. Masterpiece. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. But my favorite... Oh, I'm sorry. That was number 3. This is number 2. Number 2, from my 300 double feature set, 300. Or Abs, the movie. Or Testosterone, the movie. Directed by Zack Snyder, and starring Gerard Butler, Lena Headey, and Michael Fassbender. But my number one film based on a graphic novel is Sin City. Directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, and starring Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, and Clive Owen. This was a revolutionary film at the time, and I still think, without a doubt, it's the best graphic novel adaptation ever. Truly, the pages of that graphic novel come to life in this film. So to recap, number 1 is Sin City. Number 2 is 300. Number 3 is The Crow. Number 4 is Snowpiercer. Number 5 is Edge of Tomorrow. Number 6 is Wanted. Number 7 is V for Vendetta. Number 8 is A History of Violence. Number 9 is 30 Days of Night. Number 10 is Red. Number 11 is Kick-Ass. Number 12 is From Hell. Number 13 is Watchmen. Number 14 is Two Guns. Number 15 is Kick-Ass 2. Number 16 is 300, Rise of the Empire. 17 is Sin City. 18 is Cowboys and Aliens. And I still have not watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I'm sorry if this one came out a little discombobulated. I was in kind of a hurry to get this one done. As a matter of fact, here comes my grandson now to kick me out of my recording studio. So until the next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, leave those comments, and I'll see you on the next one.